amici sportivi!
What?
We're waiting for Francis, no?
Yeah.
Wow,
I thought you were taking over the...
Every once in a while, I'm allowed to start the show.
Yes. I thought you guys were making fun of me.
Let's start.
Cari amici sportivi, welcome you to another edition of Red Card Weekly, here where we mostly speak about SerieA, sometimes some international, sometimes some European, and yes, where we're not professional, as you can see, nor do we pretend to be. To my left, always faithfully, Francis. Unbiased Inter seems to be the new trend, and thank God I'm not a Milanista like my two friends. Colo Giacomo. Yeah.
I know you failed. I went through it last year.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks. To my right, Steve. It ain't easy being a Milanista right now. The only thing that's left is look at Roma and take a bow. Danilo? And I am Vince. Stringiamoci tutti insieme, cari milanisti, perché oggi sono veramente giorni tristi. Because there are very tristi giornate. Welcome, guys. We've got a lot of things to go through. As you can see, we got Roma Torino playing in the background for your viewing pleasure.
Yeah.
Francis.
Let's get started. Each team played 2 games this week. We're 11 games into the season, and guys, already it seems like there's 3 different groups of teams are starting to settle. Let's start with the top 3 teams. It seems like Roma, Juve, and Napoli are 6 points clear from the fourth place. You think these guys are gonna lose ground? And should the teams behind really have hope? Because guys, even when those 3 teams haven't played well, they came out with the 3 points.
Yeah, Steve, I know we were talking about this before the game, and the difference between, let's say, last year to this year is that after 11 games, there's already a huge gap. Do we picture Roma falling behind a bit? They don't have that 3rd game a week, you know? So, I don't know, Steve, what do you see from this?
The 3 top teams, they're starting to run away from the pack. Do I think that they're gonna run away completely? No. I have to be very impressed with Juventus this week because after the Genoa game where they blew them out, they had a real trap game. It was a trap game against Parma because for sure of all the 3 top teams, Roma not having a Champions League game and Napoli having maybe a lesser Champions League game. Juve looking at Real Madrid at Juventus Stadium, they could have easily looked past Parma, but they didn't. Yes, they suffered 1-0. That's the scary part. We were talking about it before off camera with Francis. The 3 big teams, even when they play bad, they still get the 3 points.
Realistically, Vince, the only way I see things is if Napoli end up going further in the Champions League, they start getting some injuries, suspensions. That's the only way, guys, I see somebody falling from that top 3.
Well, we were talking last week, Mertens, and you brought up the whole cycling of the players, and I think this is what it comes down to. Juventus, Napoli, do they have the power of rotating those players and be able to be competitive in SerieA and Champions League? Now, if those top 3 get away with all these points, I'm figuring that, that Juventus, Napoli, not Roma, just because it's Champions League, they could have a hiccup in SerieA and still not suffer somebody just close behind them, right? So we'll see. But right now, it's exciting, but I wish it doesn't happen, that by Christmas we already know who the top 3 are going to be because we want to keep on watching and being entertained week in, week out.
It won't be because out of the top 3 teams, the injury bug has hit them, but hit them probably at the best places. Juve, their real major injury was losing Marchisio. It worked out well. They slaughtered in Pogba.
Yeah.
You know, Roma not having another Champions League game. Yes, they did lose Totti. We thought it might affect them. Look what happens. You put in Movember Borriello and he scores goals.
You know what? Roma hasn't been pretty lately, but somebody
they're getting
comes through
it
when it
done.
matters.
They're getting it done. And you know what? Without Totti, Gervinho, yes, he played on the bench, but it seems that you have to have a bit of luck go your way, obviously, but they're getting it done. Yeah. They're not playing. Can we admit, guys, that those games that they played so-so, they didn't play bad. They
no,
just,
exactly. It wasn't horrible.
It wasn't horrible, and they still got it done. And honestly, like I was saying, look at Roma and take a bow, because all of us right now, not just Italy, I think all of Europe should be able to, 1 goal conceded. Honestly, guys, 1 goal conceded in 10 consecutive victories. Chapeau, as we say in French.
And that's the big thing with Roma. They were known as a team that had no backline.
Yeah.
And this year, they've stabilized that backline. That's the biggest improvement I've seen in SerieA. And maybe in any league in Europe.
We'll see. Let's see if they get rid of
Boccaccio.
Right. We'll go for
now, 4th, 5th, and 6th, we have Inter, Verona, Fiorentina. Is Verona really a credible team or you think they're gonna lose a spot there, or they're gonna start falling down? Because can they maintain this form?
No.
Can you put your phone on silent? We're having a
It is on
professional
silent,
thing
it
over
is.
here. Okay, but Verona, Steve.
Verona, guys, again today, Luca Toni got them off to a fantastic start. It's really, you know, we said it last week, Verona, they come to play. Unfortunately, against Inter, they did not come to play. But this week, again, they came to play. Yes, it's a Cinderella story, but we know how SerieA
So you realistically see them in that next second tier of clubs here?
No, they're gonna fall.
All right.
They're gonna fall because something's bound to happen. It's Murphy's Law. It doesn't work like that. You cannot make that dramatic of a jump.
Can we say? I'm willing to make one kind of prediction. The way they are right now, do you see them finishing in the top 10? The top half of the SerieA this year.
I see them finishing top 10 on the left side of the standings. Yeah.
You know what? I see them
Especially after I see the way Sampdoria lost to Sassuolo today. Calvi can line up a few wins. Atalanta the same thing. So
I see Verona and you know what? Even if they do finish 9th or 10th, they should still
that's
be
a great
recognized.
season. Yeah,
great
especially if they got
season.
promoted.
Because look at if Tony gets hurt, or let's say what's that other guy? He's playing very well. Iturbe. If those guys get hurt, do they have those players off the bench to
That young
provide?
talent
You know?
that are hungry and they're going for it.
Yeah.
The thing is, with a team like Verona, is where Italy, unfortunately, cannot have that type of team finish in Europe, because once they do finish in Europe, they will get stripped of any talent that they have because they don't have the financial backing. For them to play in Europe is not very profitable for the club because it takes money to travel.
Yeah.
And guys, let's face it, when we don't perform in Europe, we start losing. We lost that 4th place because of that.
We don't want another Udinese.
Well,
Right? It's going to show up in Europe just for the fun of it.
let's talk about Inter and Fiorentina. Should those teams listen? They're still having a good start to the season. Should they eventually, if things keep on going this way, do you think it's gonna start affecting their morale, knowing that they're playing well, they're winning games? Yes, they're dropping points here and there, but knowing that, listen, you're battling, you're winning games, but you can't catch up to those top 3 teams. You think it's gonna start affecting their morale eventually?
I think honestly, like teams like Fiorentina is what is the actual goal for the season? Is it to make Champions League?
It has to be
Is
that
it-
third
it
spot.
has to be that third spot, right? What I will throw out to you guys is right now Fiorentina, the way they've been playing very well, and once again, guys, Mario Gomez still has to come back. So is Mario Gomez gonna better this team, change the tactics? Because you guys know Mario Gomez, he is a game-changing kind of
He's a
striker.
target man, he's a front man.
He's a front man, right? So imagine if they start gelling even more when he comes back. But I definitely, if they don't finish 3rd, I think it will be a failure for Fiorentina. But it will still end up with a good season if they do finish in the top 5.
No.
Why again? Fiorentina needs to finish 3rd.
It's enough.
It's enough.
It's not there.
Juventus, Napoli, how's it gonna happen?
Fiorentina invested the money to finish 3rd and to go to the Champions
You
League.
telling me Fiorentina is gonna finish 3rd? I have Juventus.
No, but their goal has to be.
If Fiorentina is mentally capable to continue and stay in the SerieA, Fiorentina can finish 3rd, 2nd even. It's just that then they're mentally not prepared for the long stretch, the marathon that's SerieA. It's a given fact. It's been like this from the beginning of Fiorentina till they went bankrupt, went down to Serie D and came back up.
But now, behind them, there's Lazio. That again, they lost to Genoa this week.
I watched the game,
Inconsistent Lazio. Hernandez was on the bench.
I don't know what the hell's going on over there. Like honestly, when there was a transfer market, they were talking about Hernandez. Yeah, no, he pledged his allegiance to the club, and now you don't see him start. And you know what, guys? Hernandez is a fantastic player. Why is he on the bench? Petkovic, you know, we always look at it from our side of it. There's always something going on behind, whatever the case may be. But then they were throwing out Milan Hernandez in January. It's like, I don't understand. I watched Lazio today. I was telling you guys when you guys watch Inter, I'll watch Lazio, and everything was going good until that last six yard. They couldn't finish. They couldn't bring. And you see the frustration in Klose's face. Kandre was trying to do his best.
They're missing a bit of quality.
You honestly, if it should be a synonym in the dictionary under inconsistent, Lazio should be over there. Honestly, because some games just like last week they did okay against Milan. Now they do it against Genoa. Genoa, that's you know.
To be very honest, Lazio, They are in bad shape. I watched them midweek against Milan. They weren't that impressive.
No.
For a game away from home, Steve, they got to jump up.
They weren't that impressive. They've been much more impressive than that. They're very inconsistent. They're a team that's full of a bunch of average players. And they're so lucky because there's a team that's filled with more average players who's behind them, and they're not even talking about Milan. They're talking about Lazio for how bad they are. Milan is the team that's in shambles. Lazio's not that bad.
No, it's official, guys. Milan is in crisis.
Wait.
What?
We're talking about Milan?
Yeah.
Steve, can you just give us a second, please?
Again, guys, you drank this morning.
Can you? I said, give us a second, please.
Last night you were drinking. This morning you start drinking. Now you're still drinking over that.
It's the only thing that makes me feel better.
Oh, yeah. Guys.
The only reason we're not giving him anything to drink is because he has nothing to drink about. Salud.
Horrible start for Milan. This year, guys. Do you guys believe they're getting out of this? Can they hope for a top 5 spot? And do you think that even if they spend money in January, realistically Milan can start climbing up the table? Because even now, Balotelli, from what I saw this week against Fiorentina, looked totally disinterested. Guys, do we push the button now? Does something have to be done now? Or it's too late already?
Look, the only reason why something is not being done now is because midweek we played Barcelona in the Champions League.
Very well said.
Russ, if that was not the case, then I have absolutely no idea. I've said it multiple times. You know, if people have watched the show, Vince is half full, I'm half empty. I'm half empty just for the reason because last year was kind of a mirage where we got an El Shaarawy to get us the points that we needed to get
Balotelli,
the Christmas gift. In the end, it's higher up. It's Allegri, but after a certain point, we can't always point the finger always at Allegri. Allegri has the players that he has to field. If they don't show that they want to play for the shirt, there's not really much you can do.
So what's the objective for Milan in the next couple of games?
Look, there's 2 people that can answer that question. One is Silvio Berlusconi.
Presidente.
2 is Adriano Galliani.
Uncle Fester.
Those are the only 2 people who can answer that. You could tweet your heart out. Milanistas, you could tweet whatever you want. You could tweet the formation that you want. If the players don't want to play for the shirt, there's no Milan.
And you know what? I think that's very well said because everybody keeps on talking about Allegri. And don't get us wrong, guys.
I hate Allegri. I can't stand him. He's an idiot. He's the guy who said that.
Time out. I remind you, you won a Scudetto under Allegri.
Listen to me.
All right?
The Scudetto under Allegri was handed to him.
Allegri is a small part of the problem. The only thing that I notice is a game like yesterday, that Kaká is giving his all. And you can see that he's giving his all. De Jong didn't have a great game, let's say, but you see that he's giving, La Grinta is giving. Where's that Grinta from the rest of the players? What? You're playing for Milan over here. You're playing for the red and black. Give everything you got.
But beyond
I'm sorry,
let's
I
be
can't
realistic.
take it.
Balotelli's your big star. He has to start coming through. And you see him getting out of this.
Look, Balotelli, let's be honest. Ibrahimovic, when he was playing for Milan, he didn't give his all every single... He got suspended those 3 games here. No. What? Listen to me. Stop freaking interrupting me. Ibrahimovic was out for 3-4 games, then 2 games here. The rest of the team picked up the slack. Balotelli's not going to play every single game. Fantastic. You know what? I'm embarrassed of looking at me yesterday. I feel for him. I love you, Mario. But when you have guys, and you know what? Rasul de la Fosse had a great point. El Shaarawy. That you're doing the commercials over here, and you're doing the modeling over here, El La Cresta over here, this and that. Be with the team, stop with it.
You see, at the beginning of the show, Francis, he said, I feel for you. You don't necessarily really feel for us. You last year really had an excuse. There was a lot of injured players with Inter. Milan doesn't really have that much of that excuse anymore.
That's true.
Let me check out the score. We're still 0-0, guys.
There is a couple of injured players, yes. I have to say, El Shaarawy.
La Grinta's missing, Steve.
It's La Grinta, yes. It's to play for the shirt, and I'm 100% convinced that the Baresis, the Maldinis, the Gullits, the Rijkaards, let's even go to Costa Curta, the Inzaghi, the Seedorfs, everybody. They see this Milan, and they say, "What is this Milan? This is not Milan."
Anyways, guys, that's for sure. Besides Roma trying to extend their run of wins, which is incredible, the next big story in the next coming week, guys, I think is what's going to happen at Milan. I think that's the best, the most interesting story to come.
And that's the best thing to happen to teams like Juventus, Napoli, Fiorentina, Inter. It's the best thing because there's no pressure on you. You could sign gold and they will not care about you. They will want to know what's going to happen at Milan.
All right,
and it's unfortunate that's the way we're going at right now, but Milan, we'll see what comes out from Barcelona, and we'll see what comes out of Chievo next week. For me, Chievo's down right now. I hate playing these kind of teams that are due for a win. You know, Chievo's been playing not very good. If Milan can pull off, look guys, let's be honest, if they can pull off some sort of result, I'm not even talking about winning, a result against Barcelona, or even playing well, and winning against Chievo, we'll see how we go from over there, but right now,
but that's the mistake. Unfortunately, I have to disagree. That's the mistake that... me too. I would love for them to pull a result, but it's all, again, a mirage, hiding the fact that there's no clear plan. Starting from the top. What does Silvio want to do with this team? Does he want to keep it because he loves it? Or does he want to sell it because he just can't invest any more money into it?
Anyways, guys, there's more to come on Milan. Champions League this week, and big matchup next week. Juve Napoli, which is going to be a big game. And you know what? It's just after our Champions League. Who's going to play? So it should be really interesting. We just want to give a kudos here to somebody. Our viewers from...
You know what? I would like to give a shout out to one of our viewers. I don't know who you are. You are from Finland. And it looks like every week you watch every second of every episode.
Timo Solani.
You know what? Maybe it is Timo Solani. You never know. And thank you for that. And to our fans from Australia, you have the highest average views per episode. We'd like to thank you very much for that. Some guys watched 4 or 5 seconds. I think maybe they thought we really had Arturo Vidal maybe last show. But guys, we continue thanking you for your support, and we appreciate it. And maybe some new things coming up.
Maybe that sucks.
All right, let's give guys. Congratulations to the Montreal Impact that made the playoffs for the first time on their second year, which is a big achievement in itself.
Yeah.
We made the playoffs,
the wild card, which is considered the playoff
by results of other people.
It doesn't matter. They still have to get the points to make it there.
All right,
that's it.
Okay, good.
But we also want to give our red cards of the week, our common red card for the first time in the history of the show,
a
collective red card to the Montreal Impact for the way the game ended.
You know what? We were talking during the week, and during that game that we lost against Toronto, and we're talking to our friend Sonia and Sonia Amici from Toronto. We're like, you know what? I have a feeling that you guys are gonna screw. I was talking to her. We're talking about TFC. I'm like, I have a feeling you guys are gonna screw us over because you only have 5 wins all year. But anyways, everybody complaining about that game and this and that. I said we shouldn't have been in that position to start with because we had a fantastic first half of the year. But that game, guys, the playoff game.
It's not the fact that we lost.
No.
Yes, the formation was not to our liking.
Questionable.
The selection of players. The coach got fired anyways. Mr. Nesta is back. He's staying in Montreal, the new coach. But our red card is what?
It's not official, Nesta.
It's official Nesta coaching in Montreal.
Where do you get your information?
Trust me, I speak to Joey. But it's the way the game ended, the way Romero kicked the play on the floor, and then Di Vaio came in. We don't want to see that.
Montreal-like. It's not Montreal-like. We're not kind of player Steve. What did you think about this whole I don't know. It was a bit embarrassing.
I watched the game. I had no choice. I really wanted to watch the game. I wanted to see. Was I disappointed that they lost? No. Was I disappointed at the selection of the team? Yes.
How does Riva start? He hasn't started a whole game.
Sometimes you need to inject some kind of different blood in the.
It was desperate coaching.
You know what? Very well said, Francis.
The thing that just aggravates me a lot is why do you have to just put a black mark on a season that was very, very, very productive compared to all the other, let's say, expansion teams that came in. I think it was only Seattle that was the first team who got into the league and made the playoffs the first year that they were there. Impact after the second year, look across the park. Toronto sucks. God, they've sucked for so long. They've sucked so hard. They don't even know where they wanna. They don't even know how they wanna organize the team. So why do you have to make people talk about the Impact in a negative way by finishing off the game by kicking someone in the ass?
And then
I have never seen that ever. I've seen Reyes bite someone's penis after scoring a goal, but I've never seen someone kick someone in the ass.
Alright, we'll keep it kids friendly. This is getting out of control, so I'm gonna go turn off that camera, guys.
Okay, go ahead, guys. But all together, we still love you, Montreal Impact. We hope you guys do a lot better next year.
Yeah,
We'll see this whole Nesta truth, even though Francis got all these rumors. But guys, thank you very much. And predictions, Francis, is Roma gonna win 11 in a row?
It's a draw today.
Steve?
Draw today.
Roma wins.
Ciao.
Ciao, guys.